as you guys can see, we are joined by some special guests here in the studio. And it gives us great pleasure to introduce you guys to our special guest. It's the Pleasant Grove softball team. And representing the Eagles, we're actually going to start off over here. We have two seniors, Faith Hahn and Riley Bigley. Great smiles there. Look at that. Perfect. All right, now we're going to go to this side. We have junior Madeline Lawson, and right next to Madeline, the head coach of the squad, the GOAT, and the only celebrity that I've met in the last 24 hours, the one and only Brian Cherry. Thank you guys so much for spending your Sunday evening with us and being on the show.
Of course.
All right, well, let's just get straight into it. You guys have won 9 in a row. Yet again, your first in league. What is working so well for this Pleasant Grove softball team, and what do you attribute that success to?
I think we've just been hitting good. So just stringing bats in the game is what's been helping us.
Well, you know, hitting is a huge part of it, but looking at some of the scores, you guys have also been great defensively, shutting some teams out. So can we talk about the defensive side as well and the pitching that this team has been doing?
I think, honestly, Mads does a great job carrying us on her back every game. And then, obviously, it takes a whole team to win. So we try our best to back her up when she doesn't ever really have a bad game. But if she, has a mistake pitch, we try to be there the best we can for her because, like I said, she carries us through every game. So.
Am I allowed to call you Mads now? Is that,
oh, yeah.
Is that the green light to call you Mads? All right, Mads. So, from your perspective on the mound too, when you have the offense that you have around you, how much easier does that make your job when you have all these bats that are scoring so many runs for you?
Totally, so much easier. Like especially when my team has my back and we're all like communicating well, like on the field, and then bringing that energy that we gain on the field then back into that dugout. It really builds up some rallies we have, and then getting that extra support back with the runs definitely does help.
Coach, you were telling us before the interview started that this team is very senior heavy, but in addition to that, this team seems really well rounded. You can win low scoring games, you can win high scoring games, you've done everything in between, especially during this win streak. What about this team is unique compared to some of the teams that you've coached in the past?
I think the pure talent through the lineup, through the whole entire squad, has been amazing. It doesn't matter who's in, they come through, whether they're coming off the bench or not, and to have a strong lineup of 9, any of them can hit at any time, hit home runs from the 8 spot, 9 spot. So that definitely helps us.
Awesome. Can you talk about just the mental side of things and how tough that part is of the game that you go through and that your teammates go through as well?
Yeah, the mental part of the game is like a huge part of it, especially since softball is a game of failure. So taking it like one pitch at a time, one at bat at a time, and then maybe like shaking something off and then getting back right to it to help out your team, because that's the most important part of this game.
Now, one of the things that I always find intriguing about teams is just the overall relationship that they have with each other on and off the diamond. And earlier before this interview, when talking to you guys, I could see that you guys have a very tight friendship and bond with one another. And you guys are really good friends off the field as far as on the field. Why do you feel it's important to have that tight relationship with one another?
I mean, I think when you're friends with people and you can talk like about things that are not the game, when you get into the game, you're more comfortable like communicating with each other, letting people know what they need to work on, pick up on. And it just makes the game run more smoothly because you can actually communicate. So.
I love it. Now, I know that you guys said before your games you go and get these Rebel Red Bull drinks to juice up and on energy and whatnot. By the way, it's a safe drink, okay, to everyone watching.
We talking Dutch Bros? Is that what
Dutch Bros. You know about that?
Oh, come on, do I know about Dutch Bros? I might be on one at the moment.
That explains your energy. So, you guys were talking about you guys go to Dutch Bros and get these drinks before games. Is there any other kind of pregame ritual that you guys do before games, or things that you guys do to loosen up or to liven up before going out there?
I mean, in warm-ups, we're always just cracking jokes or, like, tossing wiffle balls. Like, I feel like we keep it pretty loose just because we know, like, what we're capable of. And I think going into every game, being comfortable and having a good time, like, obviously has been helping us, so.
And ladies, whoever wants to take this, any of the three of you, softball is such a grind, right? That's what kind of coach is alluding to. The amount of work that you have to put in your game year round. It's not just, I mean, you play dang near every single day anyway, just playing games, but you have practice time in between that. Can someone tell me about that grind and how hard this team works in practice and how that translates to the success you guys have on the field?
I think besides like working in practice and stuff, I think all of us on the team work at home and have lessons, and you put in more work than just the team environment, because it is a team sport, but a lot of it is individual performance that helps build the results of what your team is doing.
I want to say that every athlete up here on this desk right now has committed to play on the college level next year, or in Madeline's case, the year after that. So you guys are obviously outstanding student athletes as well. How exciting is it to know that you're going to be taking your academic and athletic careers on the next level? And how do you think that Pleasant Grove has prepared you for that moment?
I personally am stoked because I think we all found like our second homes, whether it's like on our visits or just talking to the coaches. So I think that just obviously finding that perfect spot for you has been super important. And then I think that not only like the softball team, but well, I mean, obviously the softball team, but like it's helped us know that we can play with anybody at any age level, because when we get to college, we're going to be playing with people older than us. And I think having so much success here, playing with people way older than you, 18 as a 14-year-old, like our freshman, it gives you confidence knowing that you can do the same in college. So.
Coach, I imagine that's probably the hardest part of your job. You want to have them all on lifetime contracts, but I imagine it's also the most rewarding to see them go on and take their games to the next level, and then as women take that next step in their lives as well.
Absolutely. We all know that the biggest goal is the education, and hopefully that something that they love to do is to play softball helps them in that avenue to achieve that goal. Softball brings a lot, like an instant family when you get to college. It brings a lot of things with it that help you obtain that final goal.
Do you guys have a rival, by the way?
Elk Grove.
I feel like it would be Elk Grove.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Elk Grove.
We call it the Battle of the Groves.
Oh,
Elk
I
Grove
see.
against Pleasant Grove.
I see.
And that will be our final game this year.
Ooh.
Our final regular season game will be against Elk Grove for our senior day this coming Wednesday. And that game will probably determine for sure who wins the Delta League Championship title.
And also, if you guys want to come check out Pleasant Grove, as you just heard Coach say, this Wednesday against their rival Elk Grove in the Battle of the Grove game, that could determine the league title. So definitely come out and support the Pleasant Grove Eagles.